What it do, YouTube? MJN for Life here, back again bringing you another video on how to beat the current metagame, this time featuring Angel 07. Now, if you aren't familiar with this card, it is a fairy, 2500 attack, 1500 defense, level 7, and it has this effect. When this card is tribute summoned, it gains the following effect. The effects of effect monsters cannot be activated. Now, this card is another one of those cards that is an amazing card that doesn't see much play. Now, about a month ago, I would have said that no one's ever heard of this card. It's really old, but no one's ever heard of it. No one ever uses it. But actually, recently, it's actually becoming a little bit more popular, and it's all because of Elemental Dragons. And people are anticipating this deck coming out. If you don't know about the deck, how could you not if you play Yu-Gi-Oh? It's completely broken, completely unfair. It's just Big Eye and Drago Sack Turbo, basically. And there's other variants to play. Like there's a Karakuri variant where you can, have all these big monsters on the field and draw 6. And there's, the Light and Darkness Dragon build. I mean, no matter how you build the deck, it's broken. It's unfair. But everyone's been scouring the earth to find cards that can stop it. And this card is one of the cards that came up. And the funny thing is that a lot of Elemental Dragon players will side this card in against other Elemental Dragon players. I've actually seen that happen. Let me just talk about Elemental Dragons real briefly. I've never seen a deck or anything come out, that's been anticipated to come out that was going to change the way things normally worked so much. As far as metagame standpoint, the only thing I could compare it to is in Pokemon when Genesect was finally released. That thing changed. That thing changed the OU metagame. Like every team pretty much had a Genesect. You're gonna face Genesect every single time. People started using like specially defensive Terrakion just to deal with Genesect. Like if you threw Genesect on your team, it didn't even matter like the team synergy. If you threw Genesect on there, it was automatically that much better. And Genesect just was a big threat to any and every single team, and that's the only thing that I could really compare Elemental Dragons release to. Like when Genesect was released, that thing changed the game. When Elemental Dragons get released, that's going to change the game. It's already changing the game in OCG. But this card, Angel 07, says, I don't give a fuck about any of your stupid shit, Elemental Dragons. You want to go for a Blaster? Good luck, because his effect activates. That's the great thing about Elemental Dragons is that they actually activate in the hand. So they're not inherent special summons, so that means, 1, you can chain Max C to it. And 2, since they have to activate, this card says, no, you're not going to activate. And think about this, too. Not just Elemental Dragons, but, for example, another meta deck, Mermails. What are Mermails going to do without activating an effect? The only thing that they can do, that standard Mermails can do, is basically, some of them play Compulse. And if they don't have that, the only thing they can do is Dark Hole this thing. I mean, that's it. It's pretty much, you summon this first turn, good game if you play Mermails, because there's nothing they can do. Also, included in this video is Tualatin revisited. Basically, somebody commented and said that when you sacrifice, you don't get Tualatin's effect when tokens are being destroyed, because the effect says that they have to be destroyed and sent to the graveyard. And since tokens don't get sent to the graveyard, you can't summon Tualatin once they're destroyed. So I have an updated Tualatin deck that actually works this time. And I also have an Angel 07 deck. And I also have videos showcasing each. And we'll get into those in a couple of seconds. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and all that other good stuff. And I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Okay guys, so this is the new Tualatin deck. If you watched the last video, you can see that it's very, very similar to the last deck that we had. And the reason why I had to change it up, as I explained earlier, is because Tualatin, before the old deck was using tokens to summon Tualatin, and it actually doesn't work like that, because when tokens are destroyed, they are actually not sent to the graveyard, so therefore you can't special summon Tualatin from your hand. So let's see if I can find what the effect says exactly. So it says if you control 2 or more monsters at the start of the battle phase and all of them were destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card. So that's the key phrase I forgot. I looked over when I first was initially making the deck, was and sent to the graveyard, that part. And tokens they don't get sent to the graveyard when they're destroyed. They kind of just go away and die and go nowhere. So you can't special summon Tualatin if 2 of your tokens are destroyed at the start of the battle phase. So instead, I added in Psychic Commander and Winged Kuriboh. And the reason why I added them in is because they can easily be special summoned through their respective spell cards. So Flute of Summoning Kuriboh for Winged Kuriboh, and Emergency Teleport for Psychic Commander. So, and I'll explain later how it works, but everything else is pretty much the same. I'll go over the cards real quickly. Maxi, Valor, Gores, I mean not Maxi, Card D, there's Maxi, Tragodia, and Tour Guide. And then obviously to a Latin. So basically, what you're gonna do is you're going to use Wind Karibo plus or a Psychic Commander plus Emergency Teleport and Flute of Summoning Karibo to get those 2 monsters at the start of your battle phase that you need. And also Trag and Tour Guide also will help you because Tour Guide can get you 2 monsters on the field and right away. And Trag you can drop 1 and then normal summon and then let them destroy it. So Tour Guide and Trag also help to get 2 monsters on the field that you need to be destroyed. But your main combo that you're going to be going for is, for example, you're going to have Ring Karibo. So as long as they have at least 2 monsters on the field. So this is after they have at least 2 monsters on the field, or at least 1 monster, then they're going to normal summon another one and destroy yours. So you're going to have Wind Karibo on the field, and once they summon their second monster and activate their battle phase, at the end of main phase 1, you're going to activate either Flute of Summoning Karibo or Emergency Teleport and get a Psychic Commander or a Wind Karibo. Have both of them be destroyed, and then, since they are sent to the graveyard, since they're not tokens, then you can special summon to a Latin from your hand, and then call, whatever attribute or attribute will is relevant to that particular deck, and then lock them down from there. And after that, you just basically protect to a Latin at all costs. So, Forbidden Lance is there. That's why there's Triple Lance and Triple Space Typhoon plus Heavy to get rid of any back row that could potentially destroy you to a Latin. But another card, another card that would really work in this deck that I probably should find a way to fit in is Dark Bribe, because once you have 2 Latin on the deck and on the field, and let's say you call water monsters because you're going up against Mermails.
Mermails, they have to try as hard as they can to get over you. So they're going to try and Dark Hole you, they're going to try and Compulse you or whatever. So that's why Dark Bribe probably should be in this deck. I'll probably take out the Joggeries and add in Dark Bribe. But this is the new 2 Latin deck, and then I'll get into the video showcasing how it works in a couple of seconds. So be right back. Don't you guys just love these commercial breaks? Anyway, so here's a duel I had against a person I met recently at my school. Actually, I've actually been meeting new people, which is kind of unlike me. But anyway, so my first turn was Card D, set Jar Creed, and then hope I don't get OTK because I didn't draw in the Trag. Or didn't open up a Trag. But he's playing Fire Fist, so Fire Fist don't really OTK you, which is good. So he's going to go for the Bear, attack me directly, and then set one. He's going to set a 10-Ken. Yeah, the 10-Ken. Then set another one that I don't know about, and then end his turn. I'm going to activate Jar Greed just because why not? And then I'm going to set the Wind Karibo, and then set two cards that help me summon a monster, and then a Forbidden Lance. So I have an E-Telly and Flute of Summoning Karibo plus Lance. So he's going to go for the Gorilla. I guess he's afraid of my 3 back row, wants to make sure it's nothing. So luckily for me, he hits the Flute of Summoning Karibo, so I can just chain that, special summon a Wind Karibo. And now my deck is set up. So he's going to go to battle phase and attack. Another good thing about Wind Karibo is when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you don't take any damage for the rest of the turn. So that's another good thing. So even if they just destroy it, you don't get the 2 Latin effect off. You can use it as kind of like a stall card because because you don't take damage. So basically, he destroyed my monster, gets the Gorilla effect to set a tanky. Then he's going to destroy my other Wind Karibo, and then I'm going to reveal 2 Latin, special summon it, call fire monsters. And he is going to read the card because he hasn't seen it. Once he reads it, he decides he doesn't like it, he's going to compulse it, but I do have the Lance there, so it doesn't matter. So now his fire monsters get destroyed, and now he can't summon any fire monsters. So my turn, I know that he doesn't have anything because that's the great thing about Fire Fist is that you know what they're setting, so you can prepare for it. Wow, I don't know why that was so hard to say. But I do 28 directly. He drops a Trag. And here I actually wasn't even paying attention when he was doing all this because my son was messing with me and pissing me off. So he actually added a card. And I was like, wait, hold on, what happened? Because the reason why I set that Space Typhoon was so that I could Space Typhoon the Tenki when he activated it. So I was like, oh yeah, I want to space that. It's a great thing that he wasn't gonna harp on it, which is good. Because I do not want that Trag to be at 3,000 because then 2 Latin would die and then he could summon all his fire monsters. But since he doesn't have anything else to do, I can just attack over his Trag now and set another lance, so I'm safe if he wants to Dark Hold me or something like that. Then attack directly with a Psychic Commander. Now he's going to set 3. Kind of, I'm pretty sure that they're nothing. I think he's just trying to bluff me, so I'm going to attack directly. He's going to Compulse me. I'm like, I don't even care, Lance. And but then he Solemn Judgments my Lance, and I was like, he was, and you know, when they do that, you know, that's a desperate play there. I mean, in his position, I mean, he has no other choice. Basically, he has to do something crazy to get this thing off the field because it completely shuts down his deck. He was saying, you know, like, I just have to get off the field. I have to do whatever means necessary to do that. And I attack him directly with Psychic Commander. I wish I could use Psychic Commander's effect, but it actually only works on the monsters and not himself. So now he's going to summon Dragon, activate Tensen or Tenken, then activate Dragon's effect to get a Tensu and set that. So now he's going to go off. You know, I had my chance to make a play. Now he's going to go for his play. I'm just going to activate Draw Greed. Hope I pull into something. I actually pull into a Trag, which is nice. If only I had more cards in my hand. But now he's going to go for Bear. He didn't pop me with Bear, which I felt like was a misplay. I have 2 Veilers anyway, but he didn't know that. So he's going to attack over my Psychic Commander, and here is where I made a misplay. I had the Veiler in my hand, and what I was going to do was I was going to I was planning on Veilering his Tiger King, but I wasn't really sure what else I could do after I Veilered the Tiger King. So I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to do it. And I was kind of scared that I was going to lose even after I got my Tool Latin off. But now he's going to go for Rabbit. That's definitely not going to happen. Hell no, I'm going to Veiler that. He's going to attack over my Trag and then attack me for that powerful 300. But luckily, I actually forgot that I had this emergency teleport set. It was been there for like the longest time. But I'm just going to summon Psychic Commander and attack for game. So this is the new version of Tool Latin. It works pretty much the exact same way, or in a similar way as the original version. But that's going to do it for this battle, and we'll get into the Angel 07 deck and videos shortly. Alright guys, so this is the Angel 07 deck that I've come up with, and it revolves around Angel 07, obviously, which this card pretty much shuts down every deck currently in the metagame right now that's currently popular, because every single deck right now functions using effects. So you take that away from them, and all these decks have pretty much nothing. And this is works exceptionally well against Elemental Dragons, which is the main reason why I'm making this video, just as a response to Elemental Dragons. But anyway, actually the only real deck that doesn't really care is Dark Worlds, because since Dark Worlds can still bounce back for Grapha, since Grapha's effect doesn't actually activate in the graveyard, it kind of just happens. So we'll get into the cards real quick. So 3 Angel 07, 2 Christia, 3 Veiler, 3 Jellin Duo, 3 Hecatrice, 1 Honest, 3 Light and Darkness Dragon, 2 Maxi. Spells: Dark Hole, Forbidden Lance, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, Space Typhoon, Photon Sanctuary, Trade-In, Valhalla, and Dark Bribe. So basically this deck revolves around getting out Angel 07, or getting out a way to stun your opponent turn 1. That's the main purpose of the deck. So the main way you're going to do this is Valhalla for Jellin Duo, and then sack Jellin Duo for Angel 07, since Angel 07 is a fairy, and Jellin Duo counts as 2 tributes for a fairy monster. Another way is to use Photon Sanctuary, get 2 tokens, and then sack those 2 tokens for Angel 07. Or what you can do is sack those 2 tokens for Lad. So that's another thing you can do, is Photon Sanctuary, get 2 tokens and sack them for Lad, and then kind of stun your opponent from there and stop them from activating effects for a while. First turn Light and Darkness Dragon is always really, really tough to deal with for any deck. Another thing you can do is to do the same thing. So you can just Valhalla and just drop Christia right off the bat, or you can Photon Sanctuary and then sack for Christia. So there's multiple ways to get things that can stun your opponent, because you can also go for Jellin Duo and then go for Christia after you Valhalla, Jellin Duo, and then drop Christia, just the same way you would drop Angel 07. You do the same thing for Christia, and now they can't special summon. One thing that would work in this deck too, that I might find a way to add in here, is Forbidden Dress, because this is basically an Elemental Dragon counter deck. Basically Blaster can just tribute itself, or like send two to the graveyard to just pop a card. So if you have Christia out, Blaster can just get over that. So you might want to think about adding Forbidden Dress just in case. But this is the deck, so we'll get into a video right in a couple of seconds. Okay guys, so here's the scenario of this duel. So obviously, as you can tell, I'm dueling with the same person I dueled. So after our last duel, he was like, hey, let's have a rematch. And I was like, okay, sure. I'm going to change my deck. So I really want to test this deck out, so bring your best deck. And he's like, are you sure you want to do that? I was like, yeah, bro, bring it on. So guess what deck he brings? If you guessed Elemental Dragons, you were correct. I kind of expected something like that to happen. I was either hoping for Elemental Dragons, Mermails, or Evil Swamps. But anyway, as you can see, I opened up Valhalla, Jellin Duo, and Angel 07. So pretty much the perfect hand. And as I said in the deck profile, sometimes the deck does have some consistency issues. Sometimes you have bad hands, but I feel like for the most part it's pretty consistent, getting out either Lad, Angel 07, or Christia out. But anyway, so you know when they have to set the baby Elemental Dragons, it's over. So here I'm going to trade in Lad and get nothing. But I'll just, I'm just going to set a trade in, set the Space Typhoon, then attack. And we set it in Eclipse Wyvern, which he can't activate the effect because of Angel 07. So he can't do anything. And this is pretty much the duel. This is how Angel 07 works. Like he's done. Like turn one, it's game over. And how often can you say that when you play, especially when you're playing against Elemental Dragons? I mean, the only other thing that can do that is Ophion. And even if he gets over Angel 07, that's cool. I got Christia. So this is how the deck functions. Like turn one, shut you down, and you're completely stunned. And I really like Angel 07. Probably the favorite. Well, actually, The Last Word from Another Planet is probably my favorite deck. But this is a close second. But anyway, it's pretty much just me destroying him from turn one. He didn't draw into Dark Hole. One thing though you have to watch out for is, as I just sack 2 for Christia, you have to watch out for is Breakthrough Skill, because a lot of E-Dragon players like to play Breakthrough Skill, and then they can just Breakthrough Skill, banish it from their graveyard to negate your effect, and then go off from there. But as long as you have Lances and Dark Bribes, you'll be safe. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed Angel 07, and I'm out of here. Deuces.